Hi everyone, Alissa Brockman, Culinary Innovation Manager for the Kroger Company. Today I'm going to make some protein packed pancakes with some peanut butter protein. I'm going to top it with some blueberry compote that we're going to make from scratch. It's going to be really easy, and also some honey cayenne and paprika compound butter. Sounds really fancy, but it's just a nice way to jazz up your normal pancake routine, make it a little bit more adult with the compound butter, but your kids will still love the blueberry compote. And we can make this really in two pans, two skillets. So let's get started. So I'm cheating. I have just a pancake mix, buttermilk pancake mix. It's just add water. I'm gonna add some peanut butter protein to this. You don't have to. If you want more protein in your pancakes, you can add just your dry protein powder that you use for your workout. But this is gonna make them a little bit more rich and definitely give it some peanut butter flavor. And I love peanut butter. If you don't, you can just omit this step. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna add about a heaping tablespoon to about 1 cup of pancake mix. And like I said, I'm cheating. It's just add water. So I'm just gonna add the recommended amount of water from the box. And we'll whisk those together. All right, we're gonna set this aside. We don't want to make our pancakes too soon. And we're gonna get our blueberry compote started. So I just have a pint of blueberries that I'm going to add. Okay, we're gonna add our blueberries to our pan. And to our blueberries, we're gonna add just a splash of orange juice, a teeny bit, maybe a half of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you want to add just granulated sugar, you can. I'm going to add just a half of a teaspoon of the Private Selection 100% grade A dark maple syrup. And we're also going to use this on our pancakes. And we're also going to add a splash of water, and we're just going to let these break down to a yummy, yummy jam. Okay, while our blueberries are breaking down into a delicious jam, I'm gonna make our compound butter, and it's really simple. All I did was take a half of a stick of unsalted butter, and I've said this before, but I always use unsalted butter because that way I can control how much salt I'm putting in whatever recipe that I'm making. But if you only have salted butter, that's totally fine. It'll still work. Just be careful with how much salt you're gonna add on top of that or to your final dish. So what I have is I left this out at room temperature, and I just took a fork and kind of mashed it down just to break it apart a little bit more. I have some honey that I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of honey to a half a stick of butter, just because I love honey. Honey is so good. I have this little fancy squirt bottle of honey. It's so nice. So we'll add our honey. And then I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper, and you do not need a lot of cayenne pepper, so it's kind of like adding salt to things. Start small, because you can always add, you can't remove it. So I'm just gonna add 2 dashes right now, and I'm gonna mix this together. And then just to make our sweet and savory combination even more rich and have more depth of flavor, I'm gonna add the best paprika I've ever had in my life. Get yourself some of this. You can see that. So good. Hemispheres. I'm gonna add about 1/8 of a teaspoon. We're gonna eyeball that. We're gonna level up our pancakes today, y'all. All right, and then we're gonna try this and make sure we're satisfied. Oh yeah. Maybe a tad bit more honey, just to balance out that cayenne. Like I said, those 2 dashes, I can already feel the heat. It's just enough to make me want some more. Alright, we just made a compound butter. High five yourself or others around you. Don't do that, stay 6 feet away. It's perfect. Alright, our compote is starting to simmer, and once that starts to break down, we'll start to cook our pancakes, so stay tuned. All right, let's cook some pancakes. I have a little bit of oil, about a tablespoon of oil in my nonstick pan that I'm heating up. I'm gonna let that get warm before we add our pancake mix. Our oil is nice and warm. Gonna add our mix. We're just gonna let it hang out until it gets nice and bubbly. That's the key. When it starts to bubble, then you flip. Don't flip before, or else it won't be a good pancake. When our jam gets nice and thick, I'm just gonna turn it to low heat so it can still start to break down, but that's what we wanna see, nice and thick and delicious. Also, I've turned on my oven to about 250. Since I'm gonna make more than a few pancakes, I wanna keep them warm, but I don't want to overcook them or burn them. So I'm just gonna put them on some foil that's been lightly sprayed with some pan spray and put them in the oven while I make the rest of them so they stay warm. So they're nice and delicious when we wanna eat them all. All right, we got the flip. It's looking good. We'll keep going. So all of our pancake mix is finished, and then I'll show you how I'm gonna plate my pancakes. So this is our jam. Like I said, it's just blueberries, a splash of orange juice, a splash of water, a little bit of vanilla extract, and a little bit of maple syrup just to sweeten it up a teensy bit. You can use regular sugar, but I like using just maple syrup. And then I cooked this on about medium heat for about 15 minutes to get this consistency, and then I turned off the heat. It's gonna go so well with our pancakes. Got our compound butter. Starting with 2 pancakes. I made them pretty big. You can make them whatever size you want. Oh man. I'm gonna smear it all over my pancakes. Woohoo! Looks good. Then I'm gonna take my blueberries and I'm just gonna spoon them right on top of my pancakes. You can add some powdered sugar if you want, pea shugs. Add a little drizzle of our maple syrup if you want. I don't think you're gonna need it, but why not?